Tweet is twat. The tweet is twat.
The tweet is twat, everybody.
The tweet is twat, and ladies and gentlemen, you are looking live
You are live.
at Frank's hair
Yep.
and my face. And folks, it's live at 8. And folks, it's 8. And folks, we're live.
And I'm Frank.
And he's Frank. And I'm Matt. It's fantastic for everyone who is here to be here. We thank you for coming, whether you're watching on twitch.tv/live at 8, live at 8, or you're not.
Live.
We thank you for being here. As always, Frank just came in
Yes.
2 seconds ago.
That's my Thursday routine.
Thursdays, he plays the basketball.
Yeah.
Intramural league or something like that.
Guess what happened this time?
Tell me all about it.
It was 50-17 at halftime, and we were the 17.
Oh, so you got a bad team, huh?
It's honestly not fair. We played this team of guys that played, all of them said they played high school basketball at different schools,
Okay.
but they didn't play together. And we are there's A, B, and C leagues.
Yeah, what are you?
We are in the C League. The C League is for engineers and other brainy eggheads.
Friggin' nerds.
It's not for people who played junior college basketball, high-level travel basketball. It's for people that can't get up and down the court half the time. So if you are in the C League and you actually played basketball, you're a tryhard.
It sounds like they shouldn't be in the C League, Frank.
It's not fair.
Because they're giving you a walloping.
Yeah.
Have you had a single good game?
Yeah, we won our first game.
Oh, okay. Is it co-ed?
No.
Okay.
It's a men's league.
Cool.
There is a co-ed league, though.
Because in high school, I played co-ed soccer.
Right.
We would play only boys' teams. Some of the girls were better than most of our boys. We had a girl named Sarah who was unbelievable, played college. And then some of the girls, they weren't so good. And some of the boys weren't so good. Regardless, folks, we're here to give you the news. The news that you probably haven't heard. Our top story tonight is a fascinating one. It's an absolutely head-scratchingly weird one. And it has to do with sex toys, Frank.
Oh.
Put on your earmuffs. I don't want to teach you anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to teach you any words that you weren't aware of before.
Earmuffs, Frank.
All right, you can take them off. We got to teach you sometime.
Okay, I guess I'm old
Actually,
enough.
you have more of a history with the ladies than I do. I
But
really
that doesn't mean sex toys.
I
That
don't-
doesn't.
Well, yeah, that's true. But on the subject of sex toys, as we can see here on thedailybeast.com, which I don't respect as a news outlet, but here we are. Someone is sending Amazon sex toys to strangers, Frank, and Amazon has no idea how to stop it.
Stop them. You can only hope to contain them.
The first time Nikki unexpectedly received a sex toy in an Amazon box, she thought there must have been a mix-up at the factory. She bought some mascara that hadn't arrived. And what she got was not mascara, Frank. It was a dildo.
I can see right through this story.
A biggin.
I can see right through it.
At first I thought it was a mistake, but no. It was there for real. The weird part about it, this is the woman who received the dildo speaking. The weird part about it is that if this were a prank or a hacker sending things to women on the internet, it'd be expensive. I looked up the sex toy, and it's $25, which is substantial,
Sheesh.
she said. Who has money like that, Frank?
Just to throw on sex toys?
Who's going $25?
Sex maniacs.
Dildo to you.
It's probably Floyd Mayweather.
You think it's Floyd doing it?
I think it's Floyd Money Mayweather.
Floyd does have the cash flow.
And he does treat women poorly.
He does.
I think it's Floyd Mayweather.
But do you think that this is treating women poorly?
Maybe it's just not sending the right message, though.
Yeah, you're right. I won't lie to you. If I received $25 of value in the mail for no particular reason and there wasn't an evil note,
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, fine. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll probably put it up as in my kitchen.
I can honestly see right through this story.
What do you see through it?
What
do you see?
Remember recently when the kid said he ordered an Xbox card and he got the bong sent to his house and his mom opened up the package and he's like, I ordered an Xbox card, I swear.
We saw right through that. Yeah.
This woman, I ordered, what'd she say she ordered?
Mascara.
I ordered mascara and I got this sex toy. I'm seeing right through this game, Nikki.
Well, first off, I didn't know that you could buy sex toys on Amazon. First I've heard
You buy anything on Amazon. I think you buy people.
You can't buy tobacco products.
Oh, can you buy alcohol?
You can't buy alcohol.
Wow.
However, it is fascinating, Frank, that you would come at it from that angle. To think that she's just trying to cover it up.
Oh, yeah. She's covering it up.
She's just trying to cover up the fact that she purchased
sex toys.
A personal item. However,
Yeah.
Frank, I must disagree with you because it's not just Nikki who's saying it. Nikki wasn't the only one.
It's a string?
No. Nikki's story is part of a broiling internal mystery that is flummoxing Amazon, according to a source at the company.
Lingo.
Someone is shipping out unsolicited products, frequently sex toys, to seemingly random customers. And the company does not yet know why they're being purchased and why they're being shipped to people like Nikki. An Amazon spokesperson said, well, it's part of some bad behavior that we are investigating. They got milquetoast with it. They didn't say anything bombastic or anything like that.
They didn't say anything crazy.
They just said, yeah, we're not sure what's going on here. They're investigating, and that's really all there is to say about that. I hope the culprit gets caught. And in classic...
What is this underwear right here? You see that underwear?
I've never seen new chic underwear.
What is that?
It looks like it's generating quite a bit of heat from the crotch.
It's got a lot of heat from the crotchal region.
Perhaps it's saying how it'll wick the crotch heat. Also, whose thighs are that nice?
That boy thick.
Yeah, that's a thick boy.
Thick with two C's.
Mm-hmm.
Thick boy.
Mm-hmm. He's got 9 dots on his dong. He's got a 9 dong dong.
It's like a turtle.
9dong.com.
You can count how old it is.
We digress. Suffice it to say, whoever you are sending those dildos, maybe stop it. Maybe save your money.
Stop it. Get some help.
What are you up to? Why are you doing this, Floyd Money Mayweather?
Floyd, stop it. Why? Stop the sex toys.
You gotta stop, Floyd. Okay, it was funny for a minute, but now it's not. Now you're in the Daily Beast, and they're writing verbose stories about you with little fact, but a need to hit 3,000 words.
You know it hits the fan when Daily Beast gets a hold of it. When Daily Beast gets your name out there, it's over for you.
When I get put on the Daily Beast, when they talk about me, when they start talking about me, when I'm famous.
It's over.
I guess so. Hopefully I can get on because I received a dildo in the mail unsolicited. Hopefully that's my claim to fame. No one cares anyway, because we're all going to die anyway. Next story. Whoosh. Frank.
Yes.
How do you feel about destructive weapons in space?
They're terrifying to me because I know nothing about it and I have zero control over anything.
And you're going to hate this story, Frank.
Okay.
Because Russia and China are developing destructive space weapons. And the U.S. intelligence knows about it.
Wake up, sheeple! This is all the president's doing. I can see it.
Within the next few years, Moscow, I've heard a lot of people now call it Moscow.
Moscow?
Like our producer, Adam White, will say Moscow. I said, what? Stop it, Adam. You're not in intelligence. Just cut it out. Anyway, within the next few years, Moscow, and Beijing could possess destructive weapons for use in a potential space conflict. U.S. intelligence agencies have warned in a report on Tuesday. The two United States...
Look at that thing.
Well, the United Nations Security Council members are pursuing anti-satellite weapons as a means to reduce the U.S. and allied military's effectiveness, the report said, reflecting input from organizations such as the FBI, NSA, and CIA. Okay, space weapons, Frank.
Yeah?
Anti-satellite weapons, which include ballistic missiles, are designed to damage space-based systems. They are a major element of what is known as counter-space technology. First I've heard of that.
It's like Ronald Reagan's Star Wars system.
Sure.
I'm sure our producer Adam knows a lot about that.
Well, he has a small shrine in his room.
And the candles that he prays to the vigil.
Ronald Reagan. And what do the candles smell like, Frank? The sweat of Richard Nixon.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Got a little bit of essence in those candles.
I was going to say like money.
Smells like fear.
Money.
Insomnia, alcohol addiction, and a lot of paranoia. Anyway, here's what's happening, Frank. Let me give you, the viewer, the listener, who is on twitch.tv/live8 or youtube.com/Matt Caridi. Let me give you Caridi.
Yeah.
Let me give you the quick notes of what is happening. Russians and the Chinese are building satellite destroyers.
Tag team.
They're building weapons in space that can destroy satellites of those who they would consider unsavory, either now or in the future. So, let's say we get into a small war with Russia, and it doesn't immediately turn nuclear. Okay? They could knock out our satellites, therefore cutting our ability to gather intelligence in some ways. We're going to have to revert back to the telegraph. We're being attacked in New York City, Frank.
Oh,
but our satellites, they're destroyed. You know what that means, Frank?
Is that
no,
Morse code?
You don't. We're screwed. They're going to take the satellites out. There's going to be no communication. How, Frank, how do you call someone on a cell phone? What happens to make that happen?
I don't know.
You call. The call goes to a tower. The tower shoots into space. The space shoot goes back to another tower, gets to the cell phone of the other person. All like that. Because it's 2018.
No one uses landlines.
We don't have to wait. Okay? But what happens when that satellite is dead? Because the Russians or the Chinese have gone to it.
Then what?
Then we got to get the telegraph out, because I have one. And
Oh, wow. Look at that.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know what I just said.
I got it. It was ... ..
I only know one thing in telegraph language.
What is it?
SOS.
Oh.
It's 3 short, 3 long, 3 short. That's got some echo in here.
That hurt. I got sensitive ears.
So when the Russians do blow up our satellites, I will get my telegraph machine and I will give out that SOS, and no one will hear it anyway.
That's going to save the world, and then he'll get on Daily Beast. Next story.
I don't want to get on Daily Beast. Next story. Whoosh. Screw Daily Beast.
We're all hyped up.
I got a
about
happy story for you, Frank.
Oh, good.
Happy story for you, Frank.
I'm pumped.
A drug dealer from Brazil, a big one.
Big time.
Known as N2. I'm sorry, 2N.
That's
2N.
a pretty cool
What are the N's? I don't know. Brazilian drug dealer kidnaps medical staff, makes them vaccinate community against yellow fever. I applaud you. You've probably done some awful things. You've probably destroyed people's lives. You probably hurt people. You probably have killed people. You are a drug dealer in a very lawless area.
Brazil, man.
So I don't applaud you for that. But for stealing yellow fever medication and vaccinating the favela, I applaud you. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Here's what's happened. Tomás Vieira Gomes, also known as 2N, is considered one of the most dangerous criminals in Rio de Janeiro. But recently, he actually did something decent, albeit still illegal for once. He and his gang kidnapped 2 male nurses. Adam is making some very strange sounds out there. 2 male nurses. And got a bunch of vaccinations and vaccinated his favela from yellow fever. For months, I don't know if you know this, Frank, Brazil has been dealing with a yellow fever epidemic.
Brazil's dealing with a lot of things.
Already left dozens dead. Dozens, Frank. Despite the health ministry's plans to vaccinate millions of people in the hopes of containing the outbreak, immunization centers struggle to keep up with the high number of patients. And as always, the poor communities are usually ignored. That is how these things work. That is why, apparently, this drug dealer has done this. He said, you know what? Respect to the people I live with. Respect.
Respect. Put some respect on my name.
Respect. Let's fix it. Let's fix it. I got guns. I got boys. I have an interest in the community. I'm going to steal a couple of male nurses and we're going to vaccinate everyone.
That's kind of like Robin Hood.
Okay,
You're taking from the rich and giving to the poor.
Except Robin Hood wasn't a drug dealer.
Well, it's like Robin Hood Men in Tights then.
Were they drug dealers?
I don't know. I never saw the movie.
Don't reference things you don't know about, Frank. You don't hear me referencing Apocalypse Now.
Is Kevin Costner?
I don't know anything about that. What's it about? The Korean War? Why is there a movie about the Korean War? I don't know. Why is it so stylized? I don't know.
Wait, Apocalypse Now?
I didn't see it.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, I bet you didn't see it.
I saw it.
Anyway, there's not much more to say about this story other than the fact that authorities have a $3,000 reward to anyone who can offer information aiding to the capture of this young Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Again, we applaud him.
Let's capture someone who's doing good.
We applaud him.
He's like Batman.
Yes, no. I don't think he fights crime.
Brazilian Batman.
He fights disease. So he's kind of like
medical Batman.
A softer Batman with a lot of guns that he shouldn't have. And he wears T-shirts all the time. And
he's got a pretty cool name.
He's got a pretty cool gold chain collection.
2N is a pretty cool name, if we're being honest.
So good for you, 2N. They'll probably get you for the other stuff. So enjoy it while it lasts. Next story. Whoosh. Frank, this is our last story.
Okay.
Not a lot of stories today.
It's okay.
The news cycle, we should just address it for just a moment. The news cycle is dominated by the tragedy that occurred in Florida. Frank and I don't have words for that. The pundits are speaking on the cable news channels. They are saying everything. There's not much more that we can add. We don't have succinct opinions on the matter. I myself have been verklempt on this subject the whole time. Adam and I were talking about it before the show. The only thing that I can say is that this will continue to happen. It's not the last time. It will happen again unless things change. And it doesn't look like things are going to change. So,
unfortunately,
for that reason, it's extremely frustrating, sad, and we do feel for those people who not only lost loved ones, but were in the general vicinity, who went to the school, the whole deal. We feel for you. That's
Much
all
love.
That's all
Much
we can
love,
really
Florida.
say. Really sad. Really sad. That's why we're here, to give you a little happiness for days like this. Otherwise, the news cycles were generally clogged up with that sort of stuff. And we have one more story for you before we get into our topic of the show, which we're still figuring out, Frank.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it. We practice our improv skills and we figure out things on the fly.
Amen. But before that, let's get to our final story. It has to do with dementia.
Oh, good.
Not a fun subject. But
I need it considering I have a concussion.
you don't have a concussion. We'll get to your concussion here shortly.
Level
this is an
1
interesting
concussion.
story that came out yesterday. This is a very recent study here in Science. I'm not a scientist, as I like to say.
Right.
I am not a scientist.
Yet.
But I'm fascinated. Exactly. But I'm fascinated by this sort of stuff. Poor fitness, Frank, is linked to weaker brain fiber and higher dementia risk.
Huh.
We don't know a lot about dementia. I'm not a doctor. I certainly don't. But dementia creeps up on people. And it's you don't exactly know what causes it. You don't know how to stop it. You don't know how to... But whenever I see any sort of research that has to do with sidestepping dementia or lessening your proclivity to have dementia,
You're always on it.
I'm fascinated by it. Okay, so here's the deal. Scientists, I'll just read the first couple because this is obviously text. This is some science text. Scientists have more evidence that exercise improves brain health and could be a life-saving ingredient that prevents Alzheimer's disease, which is a horrific disease. In particular, a new study from UT Southwestern's O'Donnell Brain Institute suggests that the lower the fitness level, the faster the deterioration of vital nerve fibers in the brain. It makes sense, Frank. Surface level. You live an active lifestyle, your mind, your body will do better in the long term. That makes sense, right?
That makes a lot of sense. I also read this one thing that if you eat right and exercise regularly and maintain close friendships and have a goal set in life, you die anyway.
That is true. That is true. But you know what I want? I want to die from a heart attack, something quick.
Oh, I don't want to go
Not
heart attack.
something slow.
I don't want to go heart attack.
And
you feel it coming, though. It's
Yeah.
not quick. It's painful.
What do you get, 2 hours?
Your heart bursts in your chest like a water balloon. That's not quick.
It doesn't explode. That's not a heart attack.
What is that?
I don't know. That's a science fiction movie.
It's not a science fiction movie. There's fact in
A
that.
heart attack is when the heart stops beating. Doesn't blow up. How old are you?
5.
Have you thought this long that that's what a heart attack is?
No, I knew, but I mean, like, I thought maybe there was like a degree to it that, like, maybe sometimes they were so bad your chest just like explodes.
You know, I don't think that happens. Unless you drink 5 Monster Energy drinks within an hour.
Well, that's why they put the crosses on the back of the Monster Energy drinks, because if you drink too many of them, you die via cross.
Incredible. Incredible. With that said, this deterioration results in cognitive decline, including memory issues characteristic of dementia patients. The research supports the hypothesis that improving people's fitness may improve their brain health and slow down the aging process, says Dr. Con Ding. Con Ding. Good to hear you, Mr. Ding. Dr. Ding.
Dr. Ding.
Paging Dr. Ding. He's a neurologist at the Peter
Paging
O'Donnell
Dr. Ding.
Junior Brain Institute who authored the study. Now,
Is that her?
that is Dr. Con Ding.
Look at her.
That is Ms. Ding.
Ms. Ding.
I'm not going to get a high resolution.
Ooh.
Oh, no, look at her. Look at her. Exceptional. Thank you for your
Paging Dr.
service.
Ding.
Thank you, Dr. Ding. You are
Bowing.
doing the work that we are not only incapable of doing, but have no interest in doing. Let's thank America for a moment for what she does best, which is allow people the opportunity to help their fellow man by giving them the freedom to pursue anything they want as long as they can make money to support themselves.
Vote
Thank
Matt
you.
Caridi 2020.
Thank you, America. It's truly wonderful because I can make money making videos, producing video stuff, And this woman can make money by saving thousands of people from a horrific death. Millions of people, potentially.
Right, but I can't make money telling jokes.
No, not yet. Not yet. However, that brings us into our next segment. That is the news, folks. We appreciate you listening to the news, and we will now transition to a very interesting topic, which is Frank's comedic prowess. He had an open mic night last night. Frank, give me the details of what happened. Where were you? How did it go?
Well, I was downtown, and there were 22 other comedians that signed up. I don't know if you call them us comedians, considering we don't get paid. Amateur. Yeah, we don't get paid or anything. And I've written for such a long time, over a year, but I've only done a small handful of shows. And this one meant a lot to me because I was going to have a decent amount of people that I knew into the crowd, so I really wanted to perform well, considering it's my backyard downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And so I pieced together a set I thought flowed really well, and it did. I wrote the best killer closer, story the night before the event, so I guess I got lucky there.
Yeah.
But out of all 22 people, I killed, guys.
You brought down the house?
I straight up killed, had the place rolling, had every amateur comedian coming up after me after the show saying that was a fantastic set, you did so good, how many times have you done this, you look so professional out there. So it means a lot to me. This is the only time I've ever been serious because this is the only thing I love is comedy. So it just means a lot to me that people would say that about something that I care so much about. I killed, guys. Basically, I killed it.
Amen. Bravo. I got to tell you, Frank,
Thank you.
You did not have a set. So you left the show yesterday, for those at home who don't understand. So Frank is an aspiring comedian. That is why he's here.
Yes.
He said, Matt, I'm doing an open mic tomorrow. And I'm like, that's friggin' awesome, Frank. That's awesome. We can do 3 minutes? Do you have 3 minutes of material? Like, no, 3.
It was I went up there for 5 minutes.
5 minutes set. I'm like, are you ready for a 5 minute set? Like, what? And you're like, I'm going to write really late tonight. It's going to be a late night.
Stay up till 2:30.
And I thought to myself, well, he's absolutely screwed. There's no chance that you're going to get more than a couple of chuckles, because everything that I've ever heard about comedians and amateur comedians working out their stuff, they're bad. No matter how good you become, everybody starts off awful. They don't get a laugh. They can barely put 3 minutes together.
Except me.
Except Frank, apparently.
I have a really good stage presence about myself. I know how to command the stage well. I don't let it control me. The lights aren't too bright. The people aren't too big.
And how do you do that? How do you get comfortable? Or are you just naturally comfortable?
It's more of a natural thing. I mean, my sister was a really good performer, so I was used to stage with her. My dad's a pastor, and he's preached in front of mega churches.
That.
Yeah, he's preached in front of mega churches before, and he used to make me get up there some. So, I mean, I'm used to being in front of bigger crowds.
So it doesn't intimidate you?
No, it runs in the family. Honestly, it gets me high being in front of people and hearing them laugh.
Hell yeah.
There's no better feeling than you creating something out of thin air and getting a positive reaction out of it.
Amen.
I can't recreate it. It's better than any drug.
Amen. That's beautiful, Frank.
It's the only, this is the only thing I care about in life. My family and friends and health and everything, but
well, that's fair.
That's
that's
comedy
something that you're passionate about.
The only thing I love.
You got to do more.
I know.
You got to go to Pittsburgh.
Well, the Pittsburgh comedy market isn't the best.
We got to start getting you up there.
Well, then let's do it. There's a spot at the Improv next week. I want to go.
We got to freaking go. What day?
Wednesday.
Okay, so that's a live at 8 show day.
It could be a remote shot.
Yeah. Well, I want to Skype you in at some point. We'll eventually get our fill-in co-host here. And hopefully you will be at an open mic eventually. So we'll have the co-host here, and then we will Skype you in from...
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Because we have Skype abilities. This, if you haven't noticed, aside from our very minimalistic background, we have a state-of-the-art studio.
We should have tryouts for stand-ins. I mean, obviously, what's his name is the...
We have a gentleman by the name of Walter.
Never met him. Seems like a great guy.
He's never met Walter. Walter will eventually fill in when one of us is not able to do the show. However, we both intend to not be on the show. And if not, he will be in our third seat with the two of us.
Yeah.
And in fact, I almost called him today because we'd have a bit of a bare bones lineup set. And I thought, maybe I can get Walter in here. But then things got a little heated at work.
I would love to get Adam on the mic.
Oh, Adam will eventually be in here as well. But
who's going to run the machine?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We got to find a fill-in producer for Adam.
So all producers out there, Oh, God.
He's just wearing the invisibility cloak. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
You're
it.
freaking me out, Adam.
That's what he likes to do. He's a bit of a troll, Adam. He's a bit of a
laugh
troll.
and a goof.
Anyway, to put the bow
on
the present of your success, I truly do congratulate you because what you did is not easy.
Thank you.
I can't do it. I've never done stand-up. I'm not quite as socially anxious as I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you now, if I went up in front of people with a bunch of yellow legal page notes that I'd done the night before and assumed that I was going to get anyone to laugh.
I didn't carry my notes with me. I knew everything.
Well.
Because Jerry Seinfeld, my all-time favorite, said whenever you're first starting out, you have to memorize everything. When you're older and more talented, then you can kind of wing it a little bit. But when you start out, memorize everything. Down to, I was even like asking questions to the mirror in hopes that and then responding to myself in the mirror.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I told you, just do it again and again and again. Repetition is key.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't shit yourself. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you, man.
Like I said, so we have a bit of a shorter show today.
It's all right.
And I'll tell you, the simple reason for that is because a gentleman that we were talking about before the show by the name of Pat McAfee, he was in this very studio about...
Which chair did he sit in?
1 hour ago.
He sat in this chair?
He sat in this chair.
Dang it. Was somebody in this chair?
That was the normal co-host for the program before us by the name of Coach Hunter. He was there.
Oh.
And then over there was another guy who I cannot believe I forgot his name.
Was he a Barstool guy?
He's a Barstool guy.
Did he have the eyes going the wrong way?
That was him.
Yeah, $20 chef. I know who that guy is.
That's him, $20 chef. What's his name?
I don't, Sean.
Sean, Layton or
Latham, yeah.
Latham. Really, those were really nice freaking guys.
I'm a big Barstool guy. I've been following those guys since 2012,
They're
2013.
pretty big.
They're all in Morgantown right now.
Exactly.
If I don't see El Prez or Big Cat, I might jump off the building.
So we just saw a video of the guy who does the pizza reviews.
Yeah, Prez.
The Prez was at Colasante's, right across the
What?
Monongalia River.
Why did he do it at Colasante's?
Monongahela.
We got to get him a better slice of pie than that.
Colasante's is respected around here. That is
a Pizza Owls.
Yes, but Colasante's has clout. By the way, we're in Morgantown, West Virginia. I don't think anybody's watching us that doesn't already know us. But if you are, we're in West Virginia, and Colasante's is a staple here. Is an absolute staple.
Pizza Owls is way better slice. It's a way better slice.
I agree. Now I know the Colasante's personally.
A lot of New York flop
I know the
on
family.
The Pizza Owls,
I pay tribute.
Okay.
But the Pizza Owl pizza is better. There's no question.
All right.
Pepperoni's, I like it more. Milan's, I like it more. But Colasante's is they're like mobsters. They're not really mobsters. But they got that presence in Morgantown. People know them. People know the name.
That's like the Colombo restaurant in my hometown.
That restaurant has been around for a long time.
I pay respects to the Colombo family.
So that's why he went.
Respect.
That's why he went there. And that's why McAfee was here. And the $20
chef
chef was here.
He does some good stuff, man.
They talked about whatever for
the fight.
30 minutes. Yeah, they
He's fighting a guy named Smitty. I'm cheering for Smitty.
Previewed the rough and rowdy fight, which I actually am extremely interested in now because apparently they got two big twins that are called Bubba. They're both called Bubba.
That doesn't surprise me. It's
and
West
they're going to fight to see who's the alpha Bubba and the beta Bubba.
The beta Bubba.
And I just that's freaking awesome.
That's pretty cool.
They come in here with an entourage. They got a guy with a DSLR camera rolling around with a tape and everything. And they just they're professional wrestlers. They're just big-ass, meaty, beer-drinking, type guys, which is not me. I'm the exact opposite. A strong breeze will put me down. These guys, they drink beer instead of water. They eat nails instead of cornflakes. And they make a lot of money talking, which I respect the shit out of. That's something I'd like to do. Anyway.
Same.
They were really nice. They weren't BSers. You know what I mean? They
professional. They
kind of play the character a little bit, but really that's who they are. And they're extremely kind, gracious, and this is always a cliche. Oh, they're so down to earth. Oh, they're so down to earth.
Did I let success to get to my head, Matt?
No. But they didn't big time us. You know what I mean? Because this show is a staple here in West Virginia. The show that's before us, it's a big deal in West Virginia,
right.
But that's not a big deal anywhere else.
I'm very honored to be allowed to sit behind the desk.
Oh, yeah. And the fact that I'm allowed to is an absolute fluke. It's ridiculous that we're able to do this.
And then me off the street. So
yeah,
whoever allowed that, thank you.
Yes. The powers that be, we do appreciate. But those guys were fantastic. Big names. I mean, Barstool is big. I'm not a sports guy. I'm really not.
Barstool. Actually, I have one of their shirts right here.
And
but you can't see it.
I wish Frank would have been here to meet him, but they came in a minute before the show started. And then they had to go to the weigh-in, which is happening right now at
the hotel.
I think it started at 7:30, so it might be done. And then Rough and Rowdy will be tomorrow.
I wonder if they're going out tonight.
I don't know what they're doing.
I might go out tonight.
McAfee said he doesn't drink like he used to.
Yeah, he said he retired from chugging.
Yeah.
Retired from chugging,
That's a good idea, because he said that when they were tailgating, when he started at Barstool or when he started, after his NFL career, he drank 30 or 40 beers. That would
kill me.
I mean, it would do worse than kill me. It would peel my skin off.
My eyes would start to bleed.
Yeah, I would have a mental breakdown, then a physical breakdown, and then another mental breakdown if I try to drink 10 beers. I'm a lightweight.
Really?
Well, I don't drink. Period. But,
what's the most you ever had in a day?
Back in high school.
High school?
Yeah, that's when I did my drinking. I was a heavier boy. I could probably take down 7, 8.
Woo!
Yeah.
Big body Bugatti.
Yeah, but now my lithe, feminine physique, there's just no chance.
20 plus for me.
There's just no chance.
20 plus.
Freaking, are you serious?
Yeah.
Where does it go?
Well, the natives have really high alcohol availabilities.
Oh, you're Native American.
Yeah, I'm Native American.
Part Cherokee.
I'm Native this week. Mohawk.
Oh, Mohawk.
I'm Native this week.
Interesting.
No, actually, I have no idea. Probably runs in the family, honestly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I come from a long line of lightweights. Yeah, but anyway, great people. 6 foot 240 types who just they earn authority just the way that they walk. So I appreciate that and them, and I respect them and what they do. All right. That's all I got to say on that subject, folks. Let's now turn to today. I learned.
Today I learned.
I learned a few things today, Frank. A few things.
What do we got?
First, I learned that modern studies do not show any association between saturated fat and a higher risk for death for any reason. That means if you eat a bunch of sat fats, you're not going to die earlier, not scientifically speaking.
That's crazy.
That's why the paleo diet is so fascinating.
Which you're on?
I'm a light paleo diet. I primarily eat sweet potatoes, iceberg lettuce, and rotisserie chickens. I shit you not, Frank. You know this.
I know. 3
meals a day, I eat sweet potato fries, rotisserie chicken, and iceberg lettuce. And obviously, I put dressing on this. I call it a salad. It's a sad excuse for a salad. But it lubricates the potatoes and the chicken that otherwise would go very chalky into my gut. So it's sort of a paleo diet. But when I can eat a hamburger, boy, am I happy to eat a hamburger. And apparently they're not that bad for you. On the flip side to this fact that I learned, the studies do show up to a 34% increase in death, a third more likely to die with when you eat unsaturated, industrial, plant oil-based fats, such as margarine. Everyone knows margarine. Everyone knows margarine. It's pussy butter. That sounds gross. I
can't believe it's not butter.
I shouldn't have put those two words together. That could mean a myriad of things.
I don't eat butter.
It's butter for pussies.
I just put extra virgin olive oil on everything.
Do you really?
Yeah.
The Mediterranean diet. Frank, I respect you more and more that I learn about you. That's fantastic.
We're coming together. We're coming together very nicely.
I love olive oil.
Oh, yeah.
I love olive oil.
EVOO.
And that's okay because it's a non-industrial produced unsaturated plant-based oil. But margarine.
I have, this long thing with you know how they pour shots and stuff? It's got that thing you stick in the
bottle?
Yeah. That's what I have my olive oil.
That's awesome.
I feel like a chef.
I remember my Italian grandfather. He would get a squeeze bottle of olive oil. And I don't even think it was extra virgin. I think he just had some olive oil. And I mean to tell you, he'd get some legumes, some pasta, something like that. And I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oil it up.
Eat. 7, 8, 9, 10. That dude lived until he was 93. He was
get that EVOO.
So I gotta get more of that. But I do remember the reason I bring this up. An old friend of mine in middle school and elementary school.
Don't say it.
Well, he had a father.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the extra virgin olive oil story.
I don't know what that story is.
Never mind. That was somebody else.
His father would use margarine. And I would wake up on a Sunday morning after a sleepover at Andy's house, and Ralph would be in the kitchen. And they were freaking phenomenal people to us and to everyone. They were wonderful people. And they'd always get bagels from Panera.
Ooh. And
he would say, do you want butter or do you want margarine on your bagel? And there's cream cheese there too. But when it was a question of butter, he would always give you the option of margarine. And I always thought, all right, well, it's pretty gross. I don't think I want that. Don't know what that is. Never heard of that. Not a doctor. I don't want margarine, Ralph, but I appreciate it. And I eventually tried the margarine when he asked, and it tasted awful. And I never had it again, but he ate it religiously. And now I think maybe you shouldn't have done that, Ralph. Maybe you shouldn't have done that.
Now he's a dead man.
No, he's alive, but I hope to God he stopped his margarine addiction in its tracks. The next thing I learned today. In Sweden, they had a racial purity program until 1976. Adam gave us a hell yeah for that. Jeez. We got to get a different producer sometimes, or at least take that invisibility cloak off him. I don't trust him. More than 60,000 people in Sweden were sterilized because of the purity program. People could apply to have problem families in the neighborhood sterilized. If there was a bad family in the neighborhood, Frank, that you weren't too fond of, you could report them to the government and say, these people are of inferior genes.
Get them out of here.
Fill out your form. Pray that they are forcibly sterilized by the government. Okay? That is why I love America. Because even though we do get a lot of things wrong, we get a lot of things right. Like personal freedoms. To not get,
for the most part,
forcibly sterilized by the government. Imagine, Frank.
I can't imagine.
If this sort of thing happened in the United States up until 76. There was awful shit going on, okay?
Yeah.
Black people were not people until 1965. The most outrageous, horrific shit. But imagine that you would be forcibly sterilized. That's right up there. What the hell? So Sweden's great, and Europeans like to poop down on us and say, oh, Donald Trump's your president. We're snooty. We eat cheese and chocolates and then fancy crackers. Well, screw you. We never got sterilized because our neighbor didn't like us. And that's my thoughts on that. Today I also learned, Frank, why tequila burns your throat.
Ooh.
And sadly, a link has opened up in the space where it should have told me what I learned. But essentially, because I can't find this now, it turns out that the heat that you feel when you drink a good shot of liquor.
Can we get this on the screen? I love this scene in Caddyshack.
Turns out that this the shot of liquor, it screws with your throat.
There it is.
So that the heat you feel is actually your own body heat, but the liquor makes your throat sensitive to any sort of heat. So it isn't that the liquor is hot, it's that it makes your throat feel more heat, so that your own body heat is making you feel hot. So that's interesting.
That's actually pretty crazy.
I learned that today, and I'm sure we could have had a better justification, but the link that I had in my own email to myself decided to poop out on us. Poop out on us.
It's a short show.
Can I get my one?
It's a short show.
Can I get my one? Can I get my one? No, not Frank's one. Not my one. Poop out on us. Poop out on us. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's go to our final segment.
Ad reads?
No, not ad reads.
What is it?
I'm glad you reminded us.
Okay.
Do you have an ad for us?
Of course.
Okay, give me the ad before I forget. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, no problem.
Give it to me.
This ad, we had a long negotiation. I'm happy they finally started to deal with us. City Water. City Water. It may come out white, but it tastes all right. City Water. There's nothing wrong with it. Get yours today.
That was good. It's unbelievable that we got the League of Nations yesterday to sponsor us. And now City Water.
You know, I didn't have City Water at my house back home till I was senior in high school.
What were you drinking?
We had this thing called a cistern, and it's where you just store up water and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Or well water or something like that.
We didn't have internet either. When teachers would say, how come you didn't do your homework, Franklin? I said, I don't have internet access. I don't have a computer. And they're like, you're lying.
I'm learning a lot about you today. Your dad's a pastor. Was a pastor. You never drank city water.
Nope. Because our water back home had a bunch of like toxic chemicals in it, and we got a bunch of money. I got a bunch of money from like the government or DuPont or something like that from a study.
Huh.
Everyone, like the whole city, got like $500.
Wow.
I spent mine on a PlayStation.
Wow. Wait, you mean to tell me that the kids got $500 and the parents?
Yeah. Whoever got tested, yeah.
Oh.
C8, look it up.
Wow.
Girl.
Wow. Glad I didn't live in Parkersburg.
Girl from my hometown figured it out and they got it fixed. Apparently, we have like the cleanest water of all time now that they figured it out, but I don't know.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Why is Morgantown's water white?
Well, no, you have to wait for it to let all the gas out. So all that whiteness is the gas.
So I shouldn't drink that.
That is for some reason. No, you just have to wait for the gas to dissipate from the beverage. I drank sink water all through my college days.
I'm drinking sink water right now.
Because I wasn't rich. I didn't have bottled water money. What am I, rich?
What are you, rich?
What am I, rich?
What are you,
no,
rich?
I'm not rich.
I don't have.
So I would wait for the water to settle before I drank it. Yeah, it had a funny taste. And yeah, certain houses had rusty pipes and you could taste it. And maybe I have some carcinogens in me that I otherwise wouldn't have had.
I got
I just
a lot of
drank
carcinogens in me.
filtered water.
My air in my hometown was
now I'm rich, Frank. I have a Brita.
bougie.
I got a Brita. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Thank
so that's
you for
fantastic for that.
Thank you for
I
sharing.
don't have an ad right now.
It's all right.
I tried to hook back up with Naked Mole Rats. We were originally
They didn't like me.
We were originally sponsored by Naked Mole Rats. But we got into a sort of a fight with them because we took issue to the fact that they made anti-Semitic comments on the show. In the ad read, they wanted me to say things that were anti-Jew. And I said, look, Frank might be Jewish. Regardless, we're not going to read that. And then we got into a big email fight.
Right.
You've seen the email chain.
It's brutal.
So a new Naked Mole Rat became king.
King Naked Mole
In the
Rat.
time that we got that ad read. Okay, so now, because obviously they don't live very long. They kill each other. And they get dethroned quite often. So I tried to hook up with this king because the Naked Mole Rats, they have a lot of money. The Federation of Naked Mole Rats. I mean, frickin' they lobby like you wouldn't believe in Washington. Anyway, I tried to get more sponsorship money from the Naked Mole Rats.
Lobbyists are lining the Naked Mole Rats' pockets.
No, they are the lobbyists that are lining the pockets of Washington.
Oh, I'm stupid.
And anyway, the new mole rat, he has no problem with Jews.
Good.
He has no problem with Jews.
Good.
But he hates facial hair.
Oh.
Hates it. And this is a kind of a new beard for me.
Looks good.
So he had seen pictures on my Twitter profile. It was beardless. There was a little bit of 5 o'clock shadow, but he let it go because he's actually pretty liberal. You know, he's pretty progressive for a naked mole rat, which are generally very conservative. Anyway, he saw the beard on a new show that we had done, and he immediately pulled it and again started up the anti-Semitic rhetoric. So he was just putting on a front anyway. So we don't want his money. We don't want any money from the Naked Mole Rats until the next one gets dethroned, and we'll see then if they're, not such bastards. So anyway, that's what happened to our sponsorship. So that's why the show might be a little bit shorter. We got to get paid. We got to eat. I got to get more Brita water filters.
And more sweet potato fries.
Oh, yeah. I bought 4 bags today.
I stopped buying them, so that's probably why there's more bags.
Why?
I don't know. Didn't like them that much. Not enough flavor.
In the Chipotle season,
and I got the Chipotle.
Alexa brand
Chipotle
sweet potato fry.
Yeah.
$3 for a pound bag of fries.
I know what it is.
And you're going to tell me that that's not something worth buying
because there's not enough hot sauce on it, man. Ain't enough flavor on it.
On the Chipotle?
On the Chipotle,
Makes me sweat.
Oh.
Makes me sweat.
I love hot sauce.
I am white as the day is long.
I love hot sauce.
If you press me, I become white and then pink. You know what I mean? I'm very sensitive. Let's get to the final segment of the show.
All right.
My favorite segment. This day in history.
This day in
history. 1989. No, not 1989.
1980.
1898.
The number. Another
right at the
summer.
turn of the 18th, 19th.
Whatever.
Century. I'm not a scientist. A massive explosion of unknown origin sinks the battleship, the USS Maine, in Cuba's Havana Harbor, killing 260
Havana
of the fewer than 400 American crew members on board. The Maine weighed more than 6,000 tons. A ton, Frank.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Is 2,000 pounds.
Jaws reference.
I think Adam, do we have confirmation a ton is 2,000 pounds?
It is. It is.
I think Adam says he doesn't know.
It is.
Let's go with it. That's a spicy potato. I'm trying to do the math here. 12 million pounds?
Don't hurt your brain.
6,000 times 2,000? I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. Regardless,
don't even ask me what numbers.
It was a heavy ship, and that shit went down, and they still don't know what did it. Fascinating, Franklin. Fascinating. What else happened?
I'm not seeing anything.
What else happened?
Nothing.
I'll tell you, a lot of this shit that happens in history, it's pretty boring.
Yeah.
Pretty boring.
1996. This is my year. What do we got?
An oil
nothing.
tanker runs aground near Wales. Who cares?
Nothing.
Japan celebrates major victory in the Pacific. F you, Japan.
Who won the war, though?
World War II era Japan.
Rising Sun Japan.
Eat shit, we beat you.
Oh, here we go.
Canada adopts the maple leaf flag on this day.
Hey, sorry.
February 15th.
Sorry.
1965.
Hey, Gordo.
How about that? They put the old leaf on the flag. What was it before, Frank?
Moose.
It was
beaver.
No.
What?
It was a couple of drunk Canadians getting in a snowball fight.
Actually, all right, my bad.
One of the greater flags of all time. They decided it wasn't right.
They're playing hockey.
That's fine.
I need to go curling like yesterday.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Ooh. Something I didn't know. And I know everything, Frank.
You do know everything.
Pretty incredible. On this day, February 15th, 1933, FDR,
33.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt,
So I'm named Franklin.
escaped assassination in Miami.
Miami.
On this day in 33, a deranged, unemployed bricklayer named Giuseppe Zangara, no offense,
I get no respect.
shouts to many people, too many people are starving, and fires a gun at America's president-elect FDR. Roosevelt had just delivered a speech in Miami's Bayfront Park from the backseat of his open touring car when Sangria put the shots out. Zangara, not sangria. That's a wine.
Sangria.
He obviously escaped that assassination plot,
Wine.
served 4 terms, and got us through the war before Harry S. Truman brought down the bombs to end the thing.
You ever had wine?
Have I ever had wine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had wine.
Sheesh.
What's that?
Little Barstool reference.
Oh. Yeah, I don't watch their programming, but I respect them now. I respect them.
Every time LeBron talks about wine, because apparently he's a big wine guy now, they just go, sheesh. They have t-shirts coming out and everything. I want one. We're plugging Barstool hard.
Is that just like an inside joke? The sheesh.
Well, LeBron put on his Instagram, hashtag sheesh.
Okay, so it's...
so now it's like a running joke.
One might say it's a meme.
Yeah, and every time they talk about wine on the show, they always are like, sheesh.
Fascinating, Franklin. Fascinating.
I want that shirt.
First I've heard of that. I guess I don't know everything.
I'll show you the shirt after the show.
I will soon. Can I get my one?
Get your one. Get him as one.
I thought I knew everything, but...
No, that one.
Give me my
There you go.
one. I will soon. Soon. Thank you. What else happened today?
Literally nothing.
That's about it. Aside from Singapore falling to Japan in 1942.
Well, if you were born before 1985, West Virginia stimulus can pay off your home.
I don't think that's right, Frank. I don't think that's true. Anything else you'd like to say? But I just love to sit here in this chair and talk. Especially when
He does it after the show ends. He'll sit here and just like go on another news rant.
Yep. Okay, so it's 8:48 Eastern Standard Time right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't let Frank leave until 10:30 because I have all those thoughts.
That's for the West Coast viewers. There's a special show for the West Coast and the Pacific Islanders.
Yeah. We care about the West Coast.
The best coast.
It is a great coast.
Never been.
I was there for 6 weeks.
The Atlantic.
And then recently in November for a few days in San Diego. I got to tell you something about California, Frank.
Overrated?
It's a bit of No, it's about as good as they say it is. It's stinky in LA, right? There's some stink if you go down into Hollywood or wherever the hell we were. It's like, oh yeah, it's gross.
Some broken dreams,
I'd rather be at Cooper's Rock.
Really?
In West Virginia. Yes. So that's. Let me go on a little. Let me take you on a tour of my mind.
Let's go to the Wayback Machine.
So I went for 6 weeks to California for a school thing, and it was absolutely incredible. It was at UCLA. The air smells fresh. It's always 70 degrees. It's always sunny. There's a lot of restaurants. There's hookah bars. Anything that your brain, your mind, your body could want, it's there. But you know what? The hills are brown and steep, and it's just kind of overpopulated there, as one might imagine. And there's a lot of people not doing what they want to do with their lives there. There's a lot of desperation. There's a lot of traffic. So yes, it has its ups and downs. Everything smells like eucalyptus and you can always get a tan. Sure, that's great. But you can't go into the Appalachian Mountains and chill. You can't take a hike. You can't have a misty morning with a biscotti and a coffee from the Mid-Atlantic Market and just chill on a rock and listen to music. You can't do it in LA. So I'm just saying I love West Virginia.
I love LA.
I've said this before. I used to dislike West Virginia when I was a young man and I didn't realize what I had in front of me, and it's just here the whole time, so you don't appreciate it.
Nobody ever does.
But now I realize it's freaking beautiful. Yeah, the state has a lot of issues, economically speaking and whatever. However, if you are lucky enough to become employed, especially doing something that you like, it doesn't cost a lot to live here. The hills are beautiful. We have all the seasons. I just love it. So yeah, eventually maybe we'll be lucky and we can go to a bigger city with a larger market and whatever. But for now,
we're content here.
I'm very content. When I went to San Diego for work in October, November, whatever the hell it was 70 degrees and smelled like eucalyptus and everybody was stoned and there's In-N-Out burgers and everybody's having a good time. I thought, oh, this is nice. This is nice. But anywhere is nice. West Virginia is nice. There's just different niceness to it and different problems to it. That's a little rant I needed to go on.
That's a good story.
It wasn't much of a story. More of a pathway in my brain. I think about it often. So wherever you are watching us, whether it be St. Cloud, Minnesota, Timbuktu, Norway, Abalagadaba, Australia, which is a crazy city. You've been there a couple times. Wherever you are, we thank you for watching Live at 8 with Matt and Frank. Thank you for listening to us and indulging our, stories.
Yeah, whatever it is we brought today.
We will be here next Tuesday with a new set. We're going to IKEA, folks. We're going to get a new set. Not this black curtain. We're getting tired of it. We're going to get some plants. We're going to get some lights. We're going to get a couple of lamps. And we're going to make it look better. That's at least the plan. We'll see what happens. We will be here live.
Beautiful.
Twitch.tv/live@8, all spelled out, all the words. Next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you missed the show today or you're just coming in right now, or if there's only 2 people watching and they keep saying mean things about Frank.
Probably.
Well, you can watch the whole thing at youtube.com/Matt Caridi, Caridi, Matt Caridi. So, that's that. That's that. It's been a hell of a show. Frank.
Great show.
Thank you for coming.
Fantastic. Oh my God.
Justin
God, he's great.
Everybody,
oh my God.
Wow, it's fantastic.
Oh my God, he's fantastic. Wow. I knocked the mic everywhere.
That's our Jimmy Fallon. We don't like him. I don't like him.
Well, he's okay.
He's a good person, but terrible Tonight Show host. Anyway, we thank you for watching. We wish you luck in your weekend ahead. For Matt, for Frank, and for Adam White, our producer, we say toodaloo.
Good night. Yeet. Missed bad.
That was a bad miss, Frank.
Dang it. I got to work on that, man.
You got to get some more arc to the show.
I'm not very good at basketball, clearly.
Well,
we got beat by 50.
I'll teach you. I got a baby hook.